Welcome back everybody. So we are in our fourth module. As we have discussed in the previous class, the fourth module has two parts: concept of ethics and project management information system. And in the previous class we have discussed about concept of ethics. Okay, so we saw the concept of ethics, professional ethics, ethical problems, provisions of a professional code and the role of professional bodies. And today we are going to see about the project management and information system. So under project management information system, we will be discussing about the concept, information system computerization, acquiring a system, problems in information system management, and benefits of computerized information system. Okay. So it is PMIS. PMIS means Project Management Information System. Now, what is a construction project? So a project is a temporary endeavor designed to produce a unique product, service with a defined beginning and ending. And construction projects, see, all construction projects, as we have discussed in our very first class, they are unique and temporary in nature. Why is it temporary? Because it is a man-made structure. See, all construction projects are man-made projects. So they are temporary. So all civil engineering structures have some life period. So project management is the practice of initiating, planning, executing, controlling and closing the work of a team to achieve specific goals and meet specific success criteria at the specified time. So what is the need for project management in civil engineering? So we know the various process or various steps in civil engineering, like planning, analysis, design, estimation, scheduling, etc. But what is the role of project management? So all these planning, analysis, design, scheduling, estimation, etc. forms the project, construction project. So this construction project needs proper management and effective management to have a successful completion of the project. Only if we have a good project management team, we would be able to meet our goals at the right time. Coming to project management information system, the introduction, it is a broad concept rather than a rigid system. Construction projects need an information system for making decisions speedily. Because as in every field of engineering, the civil engineering field also, in construction also, we have different techniques, we have different ways to execute a technique, etc. So we need an information system for making the decisions speedily. Project management information system helps at collecting economically the right data in the right form through right means at the right time in the right place and communicating the extracted information to the right person. So making everything right, that is the sole purpose of project management information system. See, in the previous class we saw about ethics. So what is ethics? Getting things done in the right way. Be honest, be integrated, be updated, be knowledgeable, work with honorism, etc. So here, in order to get everything right, all the process, all the dimensions of the project to get right, at the right time, by the right means, by the right data, at the right time, right place, etc., we need project management information system. Now, project management information system is an integrated user machine system that provides information to support operations, management and decisions making functions to planning and control of project objectives. Now, let us see what are the functions of PMIS. First is to set standards against which to measure and compare progress and costs. See, you all know we have standards. For example, if you take IS 456 in the reinforced concrete construction, the minimum grade of concrete is specified by the IS code as M20. So there is a standard. You cannot construct a work with less than the grade of M20. So we need certain standards. So that standard, setting those standards is one of the function of PMIS. Now, next is to organize efficient means of measuring, collecting, verifying and quantifying the data, to manage the conversion of data into information, to report the correct and necessary information in a way that can be easily interpreted, to deliver information on time for remedial corrective action, to provide exception reports to highlight critical factors. Okay, so as we have discussed, for getting right things at the right time, at the right place, to the right people, we need certain standards so that you can efficiently measure the quality of your work, and you can deliver the work, you can finish the project and hand over the project at the right time. Now, what are the components of project management information system? The first component is the hardware. So all electronics and electromechanical equipments used in computerized data processing systems are hardwares, which we can also use in our construction industry. So this consists of central processing unit and its peripheral. So the hardware part of the component of PMI is composed of CPU is the main part and its sub-components. So you can see here we have input devices to give inputs, the output devices and the storage devices. So the input devices may be keyboard, mouse, modem, scanners, etc. The output devices are monitor, printer, plotters, etc. which will print you or which will help you to visualize the final result. That is the output devices. Then the central processing unit consists of backup, that is storage devices, hard disk, floppy disks, magnetic disks, etc. So all these together, that is input devices, backup devices, output devices, together we call as peripherals, the different peripherals of CPU. So first component was hardware, second component is software. Computer hardware needs instructions to perform operations communicated by user by program. Programs by computer language translated by computer's inbuilt system to a set of instructions. CPU understands and acts accordingly. All these operating instructions are procedures in a computerized system. It is called software. Software covers whatever is necessary to generate instructions with a view to operate the system's hardware as per the programmer's requirement. So what is software? See, the hardware needs to perform some functions. So in construction industry, we need to perform the scheduling, then we need to monitor the work progress. For all these things, the hardware helps us. But in order for functioning of the hardware, that hardware needs some instructions. So these instructions are given to the hardware with the help of softwares. The next component is database. So database means it contains all the data utilized by models and application softwares. The individual set of stored data is called file. So database is a combination of number of files. each data will be stored in files, or each type of data will be stored in files, and these combined data together can be saved as a database. So in construction field, we can have the database of the previously completed project, database of the materials required, database of the human resources required to carry out the work, database of the resources, that is collection of resources, collection of funds, etc. Then procedure. Procedure means formal operating procedures. It can be manual or instruction booklet which can be digitized. Then operators means computer operators, system analysts, programmers, data administrators, etc. Documents, master files, report, process inquiries, outputs, etc. These can be both hard copies as well as soft copies. With the help of softwares, you can save and you can protect it. Now coming to the structure of PMIS, according to the needs of managerial planning and control activities, the structure of PMIS is divided into three categories: strategic planning, management control, and operational planning. So strategic planning means long-term plans for achieving project objectives. So see, in the previous classes we have studied about short-term plans and long-term plans. So these long-term plans can be classified, can be divided into a number of short-term plans. So these short-term plans together forms the long-term plans, and that is called strategic planning. Then management control ensure the assigned resources are used effectively and efficiently to accomplish assigned targets. So monitoring and managing and assuring whether the resources are utilized in an efficient manner. The operational control minimizes the wastage of resources or resources productivity control. Minimizing the wastages comes under operational control. So totally three planning strategies in order to have an efficient management system, project management system. Okay, so the three plans: strategic plan, managerial control, and operational control. And here you can see the level. This strategic plan, that is the long-term plan, is the role of project manager. At the cost parameters, here comes budget control, and the time schedule parameters, it is milestones. So while you are doing strategic plan, it is at the level of project manager, and the cost parameters is there, you can control your budget. Next, second step is the managerial control. So here the role of managers, and here we can control the cost and cash inflow control. So how much cash is coming, from where you have to collect the cash, from where you have to get the approval for the cashes, loans, etc. And time schedule, work package control. Operation control is the duty of supervisors. So you have to minimize, because this is happening during construction. Operation control occurs during construction. So it is the duty of the supervisors. And resource productivity control, that means the wastage, the reducing the wastage in the construction industry. So you should have a control on the various activities in your construction project. The next is framework for PMIS. So first one is data processing system for operational and managerial levels. Okay, so data processing system, we know what is a database. Okay, you will be able to do data processing with the help of data. The base is data. So it has three important functions: bookkeeping, issuance, and control reports. Bookkeeping means gathering and recording the data. That is the first step, that is preparing a database. Then issuance, that is routine documents like invoices, paychecks and reminders has to be issued. Has to be issued when needed. Then control reports by product of routine transactions provide free pre-formatted type of information for structured type of decisions. Then next is decision support systems. Here managers can take the decisions with the aid of information system in structured situations. With advancements in technology, information technology provide complete solution to the managerial decision making process in semi-structured situations. DSS considers all the important, DSS means decision support systems. It considers all the important aspects of a system systematically, records and presents information to decision maker, and executive support system, strategic planning process for top executives. So here you can use, see the user interface is a combination of database and model base. So you need data, you need model for implementing the technique on the database. Then third one is Office Information System. This is related to office works to facilitate speedy communication within project and between project office and corporate office. Document Management System. So next is managing the documents that we call as document management system. So word processing, desktop publishing, projectors, photocopier, etc. all comes under document management system. Then message transmission system. You have to transform the messages from the higher officials to the lower workers in order to have a smooth coordination among them. So for that we use electronic mails, telephones. Then teleconferencing systems, you can have audio and video conferencing to have discussions, communications, etc. Then office support system, desktop organizers, computer aided design, etc. The next, so that all comes under system supports, okay. Next is artificial intelligence system. So artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, examples of artificial intelligence are robotics, natural language systems, vision systems, neural networks, etc. So capability of a computerized system to provide information that reflects like a human-like intelligence. See, what is the difference between an intelligent system and a smart system? Intelligent system, it should behave intelligently, like a human brain. Humans, the best intelligent system in the world is a human, right? So you can mimic the human in the system or in the techniques that you call as intelligent systems. Then information communication, telecommunication and information technology for fast reducing communication barrier. Data may be maintained on a central computer and accessed, updated by any user. And you can have, for this purpose, you can have local area network as well as WAN, wide area network. So some examples of computer based project management information systems are Microsoft Project. You can have Primavera, MS Office applications, etc. Okay, just I will read this. So Microsoft Project dominates the project management software systems. This software system carries its own database and is compatible with SQL Server or Oracle databases. Although it requires installation on every user's computer, it is fully compatible with the Microsoft Office. So team members can easily serve to the database documents created in any Office application. In addition, because it has the same toolbars as MS Office applications, most users become quickly familiarized with it. MS Project provides the ability to publish to the internet or the company's internet. There are no limits to the number of tasks or projects the software can handle. So Microsoft Project, it is one of the management softwares. So you can use similar softwares like Primavera and many others are there. But the advantage of this Microsoft project is it goes well with Microsoft Office applications. So whatever data you have related to your construction industry or related to your project, you can create it, you can store it in the database and you can use it for your applications. Now, acquiring a system. This involves choosing a software, matching the hardware, analyzing the training needs, evaluating system cost and finalizing the suppliers. See, acquiring a system means if your project is in need of a computerized management system, as we have discussed earlier, it needs hardware, software, techniques, etc. So the software and hardware you have to decide which software you need, which hardware you need, which technique you have to apply. So based on that you can train the software, you can train the hardware and you can evaluate your project. Now choosing the software, either procured or developed as per the specific requirements. Package preview, shortlist 2 or 3 out of available by going through the specification. See, there are a lot of softwares. You can just imagine for any applications. If you search the website, if you search the net, you will have a lot of applications. For example, for just geographic information system, there are a lot of geographic information system softwares available based upon the applications and need. So for specific requirements or overall requirements. So you can choose the softwares which will aid your project, which will aid your work. Now operations evaluation. Shortlisted ones evaluated for their operational features to find the best one. Shortlist the softwares, then from that you choose the best one. Then demonstrations, demonstration of software with the proposed hardware as a system to identify its performance. Then matching hardwares and softwares. The software dictates the type of hardwares required. So every software will not be supported by all hardwares. So this hardware and software should work together. So you have to see which hardware is required for your software to work. Then scrutinizing processor capacity. So various chips like control chips, memory chips, processor chips. So these are the different components of computers. So depending upon this processor capacity, the speed of processing your techniques varies. So accordingly you can select it. So chips define the processor capacity. Memory chips provides RAM and ROM. Inbuilt RAM of 16 megabytes is sufficient for project management packages. Now video display units. For video display units, you need a screen of size 12 inches for desktops and 5 inches for portable computers. Then it can have multicolored facilities, at least 3 mm space, and the clarity depends on density of tiny dots called pixels or picture elements. Usually 500 by 500 and graphics needs 2000 by 2000. Now keyboards, similar to the typewriter keyboards but contain special functions, shift, etc. Now input and output ports, number of ports must be at least one more than the total number of peripherals. So peripherals means the input devices, output devices, etc. And you need ports more than the number of peripherals. Then only you will be able to connect the external devices. Okay. So additional ports may be considered. Next is options. Provisions for drives of hard and floppy disks. Provision for expansion slot. Provision for extra memory, etc. Now the power requirement. Local power supply must be compatible. Then training. So user and computer staff must be trained depending upon their degree of work involved, and they should be aided with the instruction manuals. Then system cost, equipment cost, one-time cost, purchase of hardware, software and media, Second-hand equipment must be avoided. Now, installation cost, one-time cost of setting up the equipment at the site may include training also. Operating costs includes recurring costs, equipment maintenance and repair costs, software updations, operators cost, insurance cost, etc. And 10 to 15% of the equipment purchase cost. That is a rule of thumb. Computer room cost, accommodations with renovations to meet system requirements, laying cables and connections for power supply, air conditioning, etc. Now selecting the supplier, that is track record of the supplier and analyzing his or her reputations. See, when you purchase the inventory or when you purchase the materials for your project, you see whether the supplier is a genuine one. What is the track record of the supplier? Then you decide to buy from that particular supplier. Now, the problems involving in the information system management. Managers do not know what they need, because normally these managers, they come from the MBA, Masters of Business Communication community. So the managers may not have any technical knowledge of civil engineering. So that is a problem. So exists a gap between the quantum of information the managers requires and the quantum of information made available to him. Then second one is the storage requirements. Second one is the information not easily retrievable. So uneconomical to retrieve, usage of a wide range of softwares makes it difficult. See, using many number of softwares will make it difficult to retrieve the data from one software to another softwares. Then information is misinterpreted. Misunderstood information gives negative effect. So if any information is not, if there is any communication problem, there may be communication problem. So first is the managers may not know what they need, what the construction industry need. Then information may not be easily retrievable when you use a large variety of softwares, and the information may be misinterpreted because of some communication. Then fourth is information accumulation is common. Accumulation, see, you do some documents. What we do? Document 1, document 2, document 3, document 4, etc., 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 etc. So the duplication of documents will lead to unwanted confusions and add up your costs. For 5 is some people hide information, reluctance to share. So whoever is involved in the particular project, they should be very open. They should not hide anything. Then 6th is resistance to change. And 7 is information delays. So resistance to change means you should be ready to change from the older technology to the latest technologies. And there should not be any time lag in transforming the information or communicating the information to the concerned person. 8th is information systems are of little use to construction. See, not like other industry or other field. Here we can use the information system in a very limited manner. And information systems cost money. They are very costly. Now the benefits of computerized information system. Computerized system helps the project manager to fulfill various roles. That is interpersonal role, informational role of monitor, disseminator and spokesperson, decisional role of entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, negotiator, etc. And computer system enhances productivity and efficiency. Sometimes manual methods may be better than computerized system in critical cases. Then indicates, these are the benefits, indicates plan making sequence, removes data voids, speedily works out answers, complex projects can be completed with ease, offers answers to what if in the form of alternate projects, because you will have many alternate paths or alternate techniques in your hands. Clearly defines the tasks involved. Computer printers, etc. can produce reports, graphs quickly. storage capacity of past works is possible, that is database of past works is possible, and error occurrence is nil or almost minimized. So that's all for project management information system. Thank you. Thank you. So with this, our fourth module has been completed. The next class we will be starting the fifth module. Thank you.